was no accident, me finding you. Someone had a hand in it long before we ever knew. Now I just can't believe you're in my life. Heaven smiling down on me as I look at you tonight. I tip my hand to the keeper of the stars. He sure knew what he was doing when he joined these two hearts.
Friends, we are gathered today in the sight of God and with each other to celebrate the marriage of Rachel Aguilar and Brian Andrew Hicks. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
I do.
Please bow your heads with me. Dear Jesus, we are gathered together in your presence to bless the union of this man and this woman. Lord, you have told us that marriage is a good thing, that it is a blessing for mankind. And so we come today, we come together to celebrate this. Lord, we ask that everything that we do here would bring you glory, and everything that we do here would point to you. Lord, we ask for wisdom for this couple. We ask for grace for them, for the ability to forgive the unforgivable, and the ability to last through the many years that they have to come. Lord, we ask these things in your holy name. Amen. Please be seated. Not you guys. You guys have to stay here. Yeah, you got to stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come together to celebrate the love between this man and this woman who have chosen to live together, to build a life that glorifies God. Our culture is confused often about what love actually is. And so I want to read to you something that was written long ago concerning the type of love that we're celebrating this afternoon. Almost 2,000 years ago, a man named Paul wrote a letter to a church in Corinth describing what love is. He said, "Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but it rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things." And so marriage is the celebration of this love between a man and a woman. It's a noble institution, and it's not to be entered into lightly. So before God and your family and friends, I must ask you to make your intentions clear. Rachel, will you have this man to be your husband, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Brian, will you have this woman to be your wife, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I will.
At this time, Andrea is going to come up and she's going to read a poem.
Blessing of the hands. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as they promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you to hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you the strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled in age, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch.
In the book of Ruth, there is a poignant image of a mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law that are being parted through circumstances. And in one of these moments that we find in the Bible of high pathos, the daughter-in-law turns to her mother-in-law and says these words: "Do not urge me to leave you or to turn from following after you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. And may the Lord do so to me and more also, if anything but death parts me from you." We live in a culture that is immersed in the concept of romantic love. Everywhere we look, books, magazines, movies, everywhere we look, we see this image of romantic love. We see it pumped into our homes, through our television, through the internet, and everywhere we look. And the concept that we are exposed to, that we are told to think about as love, is an incredibly selfish and self-centered emotion. It demands its own, and it is often fleeting. People fall in love, they fall out of love. Hearts are warmed with passion, they grow cold, and they break. I want you to understand that that's not what we are celebrating here this morning. What we're celebrating here this morning is something far deeper, far older, far more primal than anything that you would see on TV. This is the type of love that is a choice, not an emotion. The type of love that binds two people together when things are good and when things are bad. Right? This is the type of love that doesn't die in the heat of a fight. And it is not chilled in distance. That's the type of love that we're talking about here. We're talking about the type of love that is a choice to build a life together based on mutual commitment with eyes wide open to all the flaws and the faults in the other person. Now, I've sat down with them for probably about 6 months, and we did some pretty serious counseling and questioning and talking. And I'm sure every time they walked into my office, like, what is he going to ask this time? Will this guy please not shut up? Could he please stop asking these super awkward questions? And part of the process is to pull away those rose-colored glasses that we put on so that we get to see our partner warts and all. That's what love is. It is the choice to commit to someone knowing who they are. One author put it this way. He said, to be loved but not known is comforting but superficial. To be known and not loved is our greatest fear. But to be fully known and truly loved is like being loved by God. It's what we need more than anything. It liberates us from pretense. It humbles us out of our self-righteousness, and it fortifies us for the difficulties that life throws at us. That's the type of love that we're celebrating this morning. That's covenant love. The Bible has a word to describe the type of love that we're talking about here, and the word is hesed. Now, in English, we don't have a translation for that word. In Spanish, I think the word is misericordia, but my Spanish is bad. The best translation I've ever read of this particular word comes from a children's Bible. One of those children's Bibles that you read your kids before they go to bed. This is how they describe covenant love. We sing, always and forever kind of love. This is the kind of love that led Ruth to stay with her mother-in-law, even though that meant poverty and leaving behind her family and everything she ever knew. This is the kind of love that impelled God to send His Son to die for us. That's the kind of love that we're talking about this morning. This is the kind of all-embracing love by which God loves us, and this is the kind of love through which this couple will reflect the glory of God to a dark world. See, ultimately what we are doing here this morning isn't anything about these two people. They're celebrating the love that God has for His creation and for His people. What we do here is a high act of worship. We are worshiping God by committing to each other. And so this ceremony is a magical interlude, right? It's a moment of bliss. They've spent months, well, I don't know how blissful it is, but it seems blissful, okay? It seems blissful. You guys did a great job, right? We all get together, we wear our fancy clothes, we're going to go and have a nice party afterwards, and that's awesome. But see, the real work of your marriage starts tomorrow, right? The real work of your marriage starts tomorrow as you guys commit to living with each other, right? To loving the other person when they don't deserve it, to bearing each other's burdens as you walk shoulder to shoulder through life. That's real love. And that's what we've come together to celebrate this afternoon. With this love in mind, Rachel and Brian have decided to make some promises to each other with all of you as witnesses. Rachel, please take Brian's hand, and I want you to repeat after me. I, Rachel, take you, Brian. His name's Brian.
Yes, I know.
You're Rachel.
I, Rachel, take you, Brian.
To be my wedded husband.
To be my wedded husband.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
For richer or for poorer.
For richer or for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
Till death do us part.
Till death do us part.
According to God's holy ordinance.
according to God's holy ordinance.
And with this promise,
And with this promise,
I pledge myself to you.
I pledge myself to you.
Brian, take Rachel's hands. We already have them. Good. I, Brian, take you, Rachel,
I, Brian, take you, Rachel,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poor,
in sickness and in health,
for sickness and health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
to death do us part,
according to God's holy ordinance,
according to God's holy ordinance.
and with this promise,
With this promise,
I pledge myself to you.
I pledge myself to you.
As a sign and seal of this covenant, Rachel and Brian each possess a ring for the other. In all ages and among all people, the ring has been used to seal important covenants. In marriage, it remains the same. A ceaseless reminder of a lifetime of commitment. Brian, or Rachel, you want to get your ring? Rachel, I want you to take Brian's hand, put the ring on the finger, and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my vows,
as a symbol of my vows,
and with all that I have,
and with all that I have,
and all that I am,
and all that I am,
I honor you.
I honor you.
All right. Brian, will you take your ring and put it on Rachel's hand? And repeat after me. No, it'll fit. You just push harder. There you go. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my vows.
for the symbol.
It's a symbol.
What?
As a symbol of my
Symbol
vows.
of the vows.
And with all that I have,
All that I have,
and all that I am,
and all that I am,
I honor you.
I honor you.
As a reminder that a couple once married are no longer two but one, three candles exist over here. They've been set up. One symbolizes Rachel's family, one symbolizes Brian's family. And in this unity candle ceremony, they're going to take their individual candles and they're going to light one candle. And here's the thing, once that flame has been mingled, it can never be separated. It can be extinguished, but it can never be divided again. So Rachel, Brian, Brian and Rachel, you've expressed your desire for a Christ-honoring marriage. And it was Jesus upon whom you are building your marriage who made this claim. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness. And he told us that as his people, you are the light of the world. And so let your light shine before men so they may see your good works and praise your Father in heaven. As you enter marriage, may the light of his presence, like this candle, light your lives together. His work through you shine as light in the darkness. And as you have taken two separate candles and blended them into one new flame, may the Lord unite you as a new family in one faith with a shared commitment with one true God. Brian and Rachel, you have entered into covenant vows and have exchanged rings as tokens of your commitment publicly, legally, and deliberately. You have entered into the holy state of matrimony. Therefore, I now pronounce you husband and wife. And what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. You may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, one more kiss. That's cool. I mean, you can kiss more than once. It's not a big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly introduce to you for the first time as man and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Brian and Rachel Hicks. Now, the new couple has invited you all to a reception to be held at the Columbus Club Hall in Wallace, Texas, beginning at 4 o'clock. So after they have done processing and the bridesmaids and groomsmen and the moms have all left, you're free to get up and make your way over there to Wallace.
Thank you.
All right. Cue the music.
Would it be a sin? Oh, if I can't help falling in love with you, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my heart.